Do you think refs look at the schedule and knowing players on certain teams just go, oh, it's going to be a tough one?
No, I don't know. That's a good question. You have to ask them, but I wouldn't think so.
8-17 since then, so virtually the same record.
Well, how about that?
And the Suns at 500, but man, they've had injuries. And Ayton hits the bucket here to make it 7-2.
I agree.
Johnson gives it up here. Bridges in low, and that's what Ayton gives you.
Yeah, it's great pressure release, and you always got to keep contact with him.
And Stan Gundy and his Twitter. You aren't aware of what we're talking about. Speaking of Twitter, there's Keldon Johnson with a left-hand scoop. 8 on the shot clock as Doug brings it back across. Keldon Johnson left to try to create something. Deep fadeaway three. Nothing but the bottom of the net. Could make a pay. Coming underneath. Collins to Sohan, the destroyer. As he knocks it down with a two-hand dunk.
He meant that much to the Suns, but now we're seeing it.
Do you think that's because he's been on a roster with Chris Paul and people?
Lee drops it to Biyombo.
Oh my.
Those are bonus points right there.
You can see Zach's face like, all right, here we go.
And then we're 12 days out from the NBA trade deadline here. Remember, that's coming up on February 9th. Expecting some phone calls coming into the San Antonio area with a lot of veterans on this roster.
5-on-4. Can the Spurs take advantage of it? McDermott, they come out on him. He stops, he fires, he scores! Well, Michelle is the queen of Twitter.
Well, I know.
And she absolutely is a big admirer of yours.
No,
and your follower. I'll turn it over to you, Michelle.
You
George
love
Karl.
to stoke the fire.
I'm not sure that the game is, the game today is totally different than what we played in the 90s.
You just go to work every day and you got to manage egos. You got to put out fires. You got to babysit a little bit.
But man, it lit up everything.
Paul, 10 on the shot clock, gives it up. The Suns continue from 3. Effective tonight. Sohan off the window. Oh, mama! A Pearl jam. 3 minutes to go here in the half. Spurs looking for a little spurt. Bates Diop. And one for KBD.
All right, go back to him.
Turnaround from Ayton. You mentioned he's expanded his range.
It must be where he got it out, the anchor.
That's right.
Cam Johnson, nice feed underneath.
Right on cue.
Ayton says, well, I can do that.
Oh, you got to shoot it.
He does in time. Oh, my goodness. Keldon Johnson.
Makes a big difference just to have him out there on the defensive end.
Couldn't stop me, or there were 8 in there. Could have did better was wear a jersey with number 32 on it.
That always wins.
Ooh, that'll win too, as Cam Johnson gets loose for the dunk. Coming off 22 against Dallas. In the last 4 games, he's averaged 18 while shooting 57%. Sohan gets crafty around the hoop. Bates Diop. Couldn't go to Johnson with 5 on the shot clock. Sohan bails him out with a jumper.
If you people bringing food and beer, they're not walking on the court.
So good.
Coyote just did. Chris Paul answers to make it 69-58.
Sohan putting on an offensive show here.
Want more? Oh, what a pass. And the bucket from Branham. After it, saves it right to Branham. Sohan with 14 in the quarter. Chris Paul for 2.
That's just impossible. That's a great contest there from Zach.
Chris Paul over Collins, and good. And barking at the official, wanted him. Talk about courage.
Tough man.
Yeah, focus.
Paul over Collins again.
The good news is they're not doing much either, but this is that moment.
Exactly, and that's why I said no Chris Paul on the floor.
Yeah.
Close the gap.
Collins, 4 or 5 minutes. Jones took it away from Lee. There's the bucket. Trey Jones.
There it is.
at all.
McDermott off the iron, right to Stanley.
Oh, shoot that, Stanley.
Johnson, triple fake.
Tough to say. Oh, he had a layup to begin with.
7:58 remaining. Here is Lee. Johnson trying to stay without fouling. Goes inside, and there is an and one for Phoenix.
He came back in March of last year, if I'm not mistaken. He hasn't really gotten a full season under his belt.
Mikal Bridges with the up and under. Finally.
Oh, Keldon's wide open.
Here he is. Got Sohan, lays it up and in.
We know that already, so you don't get sucked in. Aiden was already covered. Oh, there you go, Jeremy.
6 on the shot clock. Got the matchup he wants. 3. Paul. Johnson. And he makes a pass. And it's blocked. Spurs coming back at you. Johnson again in the paint. Oh, my goodness. Pirtle couldn't come up with it. Save. Craig. 3 on the shot clock. Guarded by Johnson. That is a kill.
You're not going to swipe the ball away from Chris Paul down low. You got to block it as he goes into his shot.
Bridges. And Phoenix goes up by 3. Here is Sohan. Career high 30. Keldon Johnson lays it up and in. He's fouled. He is. Pirtle the rebound. He goes up. No good. Underneath. Put it up. Johnson. He does. And we will have overtime.
I can't breathe.
No time to turn the ball over.
Both teams make a mistake in the opening possessions. 8 spoon-fed for Chris Paul.
And that's the angle that Chris Paul takes off.
Came in, shoot 47% from deep. He's open. You got to take it.
He's made 1 anyways.
Bridges. Johnson to Johnson. Keldon. Guarded by Paul now. In the paint. In trouble. Got it anyway. Just muscled it up. 1:28 remaining. Suns working some clock. 8 on the clock now. Oh, and one for Bridges.
At home, and it cost him.
Bridges, the last 7 for Phoenix. Johnson, little left-hand hook. Good. Spurs got to have a stop now. No, the Phoenix Suns have won 8 straight in the series against the Spurs. 7 straight here in San Antonio. And the Spurs losing streak goes to 5 in a row now.